Barbenheimer finally happened, and let me just say that was one of my top 3 cinematic experiences I've ever had. I really enjoyed both films, and while neither was perfect and I preferred Oppenheimer, I cannot get Barbie out of my head, and it's not because of the film itself, except for me wanting that I Am Knuff hoodie. Instead, my unnecessarily theorizing YouTuber mind made me think, is Barbie in its own universe? And no, there isn't a Barbenheimer cinematic universe populated with Christopher Nolan Greta Gerwig films, no matter how fun that would be to see. No, instead, watching Barbie reminded me of another huge toy franchise that has had success in films. And I'm not talking about Transformers and G.I. Joe setting up their own cinematic universe, which, if you haven't seen Transformers Rise of the Beasts, yeah, that happened. I'm talking about the Lego Movie. So welcome to Big Flick Energy, and today we'll discuss why the Lego Movie and Barbie take place in the same universe. While watching Barbie, I made the connection as both are films with toys as the main characters that believe everything in their lives are awesome, until things start to go wrong. And to save their worlds, they eventually come across the humans that created them, and that human is played by Will Ferrell. Kind of strange Will Ferrell plays such a similar role in both films, and obviously he has the same personality in each, given he is Will Ferrell. Looking back at the cast for the Lego Movie, Ferrell's character is never actually named and is just given the name of the man upstairs and President Business, which honestly is exactly what his character was in Barbie. Another film where his character is never given a proper name, just being known as the CEO of Mattel if I remember correctly. So Will Ferrell being in both films is pretty much the same role, is the biggest connecting piece for these films. From 2014's The Lego Movie to 2019's The Lego Movie 2 to Barbie in 2023, there's definitely a path through which Will Ferrell's character of the man upstairs became CEO of Mattel. We never get too many details of his life in either project, so this could hypothetically be the natural next step for the character, and who knows if since he's in some ways a parody of the current Mattel CEO, who came into power in 2018, that perhaps Will's character was already the CEO of Mattel in 2019's The Lego Movie 2, which is why we never see his character, and instead only hear him as he appears to be too busy doing other things. Another connecting piece is how toys have learned how to interact with the human world, whether it be Emmett learning how to walk and function in the world of the humans after going through a portal to their world in the Lego Movie, or Barbie learning how to survive in the world of the humans after going through a portal to their world. Sounds very similar. Before this and even after this, the characters of the Lego world and the Barbie world are both still controlled by humans, feeding their own emotions and actions into what the characters of Barbie and Lego do. Once again, this film feels way too similar to the Lego Movie. In an earlier video speaking on the connections between Glass Onion and Fight Club, I mentioned how one of the things needed to warrant 2 films in the same universe besides a similar character or story was the same studio being behind it or the same director. Luckily for this film, Warner Bros. Produced both films, so it passes this test as well. Now before I go into the watch order for the Lego Barbie universe, I need to bring back Will Ferrell into the picture and one of his previous films, and how it actually helps these 2 films connect together even better in the form of Elf. I did not come up with this theory, but it goes like this. The theory in summary is that the Lego Movie is a sequel to Elf, and the man upstairs is an older buddy. After having a child and becoming successful in the publishing industry with his father, as shown at the end of the Elf, he is driven to possess a basement full of his own Lego creations and a desire to glue them together the way he likes them instead of risking them getting broken at the hands of his child. He gradually loses touch with his Christmas spirit due to the pressures of work and parenthood, but his son helps him rediscover the joys of creativity and childish imagination with Lego. Now my idea is a slight change, where he was in the publishing industry until after the events of the Lego Movie, where he then entered the toy industry and quickly worked his way through the ranks of the Mattel as their CEO. Not gonna lie, I genuinely think Ferrell's character in Barbie is as close to Buddy as you can get with the way he acts. You can tell he's let the power get to his head, which is natural given he's lived in the human world for so long with now this new power, but his inner child is still at large with how childish he acts in some scenarios, where he even asks other people on the board for Mattel to tickle him. That sounds like something straight out of Elf. The film Barbie even feels heavily inspired by Elf with the way Barbie and Ken acted when they saw the human world. And once again, the character of Buddy from Elf is played by Will Ferrell. And it was also distributed by Warner Bros. In a lot of ways, this universe is truly the story of Will Ferrell's character of Buddy. Connecting Buddy to Barbie and the Lego Movie helps explain why the man upstairs had a full Lego society built in his basement, and why the CEO of Mattel was goofy in more ways than one. It also explains why the Lego and Barbie characters can come to life, given Christmas magic being something explored in this world. But now I think it's time to jump into the watch order for this universe. We start with Elf in 2003, where raised as an oversized elf, Buddy, played by Will Ferrell, travels from the North Pole to New York City to meet his biological father, Walter Hobbs, who doesn't know he exists and is in desperate need of some Christmas spirit. The film finishes with him joining his dad's publishing company, but he's still somebody who loves building toys, especially Legos, as he builds an entire Lego city in the course of one day. Next, we jump 11 years up to 2014 with the Lego Movie, where an ordinary Lego construction worker, thought to be prophesized as special, is recruited to join a quest to stop an evil tyrant from gluing the Lego universe into eternal stasis. It turns out this evil tyrant is the Lego form of Will Ferrell's human character, who remains nameless but is known as Buddy for the sake of this video. He eventually reclaims his sense of fun and creativity because of his son, which leads into the next 3 projects and some of the creative stories they're able to tell. In this time period, Ferrell's character also changes careers from publishing to his true passion of toys. Next, we have 2017's The Lego Batman Movie, in which a cooler-than-ever Bruce Wayne must deal with the usual suspects as they plan to rule Gotham City, while discovering that he has accidentally adopted a teenage orphan who wishes to become his sidekick. This is just a random story told with the Legos owned by Buddy in the world of his Lego City, so it doesn't have too large of a role in this universe, but it's still a really fun project that takes place here. Very similarly, in the same year, we have 2017's The Lego Ninjago Movie, where shunned by everyone for being the son of an evil warlord, a teenager seeks to defeat him with the help of his fellow ninjas. Like I mentioned, this film also is just a story told in the world of Buddy's Lego City with no larger stakes. Once again, we'll see this with Season 1 of Unikitty, taking place from 2017 to 2018. Here, the fan-favorite cat-unicorn hybrid from the Lego Movie in 2014 has adventures with her 4 pals, her brother Puppycorn, scientist Dr. Fox, bodyguard Hawkadile, and boring gray 1x3 Lego brick Richard. Unlike the other Lego projects, this is a 2D animated series instead of stop motion and 3D animated. But it is still in the same world and acts as another very low-stakes Lego project. We then jump to 2019's The Lego Movie 2, where it's been 5 years since everything was awesome and the citizens are facing a huge new threat: Lego Duplo invaders from outer space, wrecking everything faster than they can rebuild. Although we don't see Will Ferrell's character here, we hear his voice a few times, which is odd given how the first film ended, which can show he doesn't have as much time for his family right now, which is perhaps because he is actually now the CEO of a major toy company, Mattel. Before going into Buddy's run as Mattel's CEO, we'll quickly throw in that Unikitty Seasons 2 and 3 take place after the second Lego Movie from 2019 to 2020, but in 2023, we have Barbie, where Barbie suffers a crisis that leads her to question her world and her existence. This eventually leads to her coming to the human world and finding somebody who 20 years ago had a very similar experience to her, with how different the world she went to is from what she expected, in the form of the Mattel CEO, Buddy. So, this is how the Lego Barbie cinematic universe looks for now. I say for now because although none of the future Lego projects will be in this world since Universal now owns the rights to Lego, Mattel's run of films is just beginning, with projects like American Girl, Magic 8 Ball, Major Matt Mason, Matchbox, Polly Pocket, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Uno, and Viewmaster all in the works. These films will be produced and distributed by different companies, so Warner Bros. Won't necessarily get their hands on all of them, but the ones Warner Bros. Does capture and can definitely round out this world, and maybe even give us another appearance of Will Ferrell, otherwise known as the CEO of Mattel, otherwise known as Buddy, otherwise known as the man upstairs, otherwise known as President Businessman, or otherwise known as Lord Businessman. So thank you for watching this episode. Please let me know down below if you buy into this theory or if you think any other projects belong in this world. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys next time on Big Flick Energy.